Good morning, fans, and welcome to the Midwest Donut Review Show. I'm Dave Leggett in St. Louis, Missouri. That is my son, Eric Leggett, out in Sacramento, California, hence the Mid, hence the West. Today, we're going to do like we do all of our other 22 shows, and we are going to tell you about some donut shops here in the middle of the country and on the West Coast. And Eric, how are you doing this Friday morning?
It is cold, and it is wet, and it is dreary this Friday morning here in Sacramento. But
way to celebrate a day off.
But I'm about to eat some donuts, so
yes,
that'll make the day a lot better almost immediately.
I hope it's not the highlight of the day.
Why not? What's wrong? I think
because you don't want to start at the top of your day being awesome, and then the rest of your day just peters out.
Well, if that's failure, then I'm getting set up for failure by eating donuts the first thing.
No, man, you're going to ride a good vibe all day. I can feel it.
All right.
Okay. So what we do on this Midwest Donut Review show is we attempt to buy the same kind of three kind of donuts, size them, price them, taste them, and let you know which donuts you should head into this donut place for, or maybe definitely avoid, and how we normally kick off our shows.
I think what this show really has opened my eyes to is really how much variety there is for donuts at different shops. Because when we started this and when we planned this out, I was like, we will easily be able to find the same donuts at donut shops consistently. And that just has not been the case.
Yeah, in the 23 shows, probably 4 times, we've been able to get the same 3 donuts, no questions asked.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. We've had the same donuts before, but probably 3 or 4 times the ones that we planned on getting that we were able to get the next morning. Because usually Thursday nights we text each other which ones we're looking at. And then, maybe 3 times of this whole thing we've been able to...
Our plan actually comes into fruition.
Yes. Most of the time, you get your donuts before me because of the time difference.
Yes.
Most of the time, you text me, hey, didn't get this one, but here's what I did get. And then I've got to try to improvise.
Yes. And, quite honestly, it's not been because places have been sold out.
Yeah,
mostly. It's because they just don't make that combo.
And that's crazy because they still have so many other donuts too.
Yes.
That they just don't make that exact one, that they still have 40 different options or whatever.
And it's not like you and I are going to frou-frou joints.
No.
Where they're just making crazy flavors and specialty donuts.
We are going to standard mom and pop donut shops.
Yeah, and anyway, well, good for us. We get to try more. We have been kicking off most of our shows here lately with your donut news of the week. What have you found good to share with our fine folks today?
All right. Well, good, I think, is up for debate for this one. This one, we're going to Ecuador, where a fast food joint has decided to dip their toes in the donut game. I want you to guess which fast food joint has introduced a donut burger to its menu in Ecuador.
Is it McDonald's?
It is not McDonald's.
Is it Burger King?
It is Burger King.
Okay.
Burger King in Ecuador has introduced a donut burger. This is a really simple... It's got the 2 donut buns. It's one glazed donut cut in half. So it's not 2 separate donuts, it's one donut. And it's got beef patty, cheese, and bacon.
Okay.
And that's it. Food Instagram account Mouth Attack described the item as a bold twist on the classic burger, which I'd say for Ecuador,
maybe
this is probably insane. But for us Americans, we're like, yeah, donut burger, whatever.
We get those all everywhere.
Yeah, it's a donut burger. What do you want from me?
As a matter of fact, I believe the very first glazed donut burger was in Sauget, Illinois, at the
Gateway Grizzlies.
Gateway Grizzlies minor league baseball team, and I believe they were one of the first in the country. This was 10 years ago, 12 years ago, right here in our own backyard.
Mm-hmm.
And I've certainly heard about a ton of them since, but that was the first one I ever remember hearing about. And we did have internet in 2014.
So yeah, this is probably the first like fast food chain to do something like this. Usually like a donut burger would be, like at a local burger shop.
Yes.
They partner up. So the fact that it is widespread, at least in Ecuador, is kind of crazy. And some of the things I've seen online about people who've had it said, it looks awful, but it tastes great. Like when you open it up, it looks unappetizing. But once
I can live with that. I would much rather it taste great than look great.
That's
true.
Those
are my two choices.
But you do, you eat with your eyes
sloppy,
first.
man.
Fair. Yeah. Like, because most of the time you get a donut burger, like, it serves you on a plate. So, like, you get a donut burger, and it's wrapped in...
Oh, yeah.
That's just sealing everything in. So I can imagine that probably does some stuff to the burger as a whole. But yeah, if you find yourself in Ecuador and you need some American food, go over to Burger King, get yourself a donut burger.
Wow, that is such an American thing too. Let's take a beef patty and put it in a glazed donut.
Yeah.
That is an American thing.
We really act like healthcare is like free here in America. The shit we eat and the things we do to food, you would think our healthcare is free. Nope.
All right, so donut news of the day. I wonder if it'll come to America. If Burger King is bold enough, they certainly do have some wacky flavored burgers, and they introduce some different items that the other big ones do not. So I don't know. Maybe that's the test market. And if it goes over well in Ecuador, they'll bring it to America.
Yeah.
Okay, so we are back. I have gone missing with my gargantuan donuts, so I'm back in the saddle. Pappy Donuts, Edinburgh, Texas. Not an original name, called the Texas-sized donut. It is a 14-inch around yeast donut. I've not seen any.
Shit.
I've not seen any that don't have sprinkles. So, knock it off, man. There aren't kids getting the 14-inch donut at your place, man. Let's make an adult donut. Sesame Donuts has a 10-inch around. Again, chocolate icing on a yeast donut with sprinkles. What is up with giant donuts always needing sprinkles?
Yeah, that's bad.
Sesame Donuts is in San Diego. There's another joint in San Diego called Donut-opolis. They have a 3-tiered yeast cake donut. So the bottom is a 12-inch yeast donut. The middle is an 8-inch yeast donut. And then the top is a regular size yeast donut.
Oh my God.
The bottom is strawberry icing with sprinkles.
What
the middle, chocolate icing with sprinkles.
Stop.
Top, vanilla icing, sprinkles.
Oh my God. Guys.
So, big donuts everywhere to be found.
And they all have fucking sprinkles on them.
Yeah.
What's the point? Why would you do that?
Yeah.
All that hard work to make a giant donut, and then you just ruin it.
Like, I don't know. It's got, like... I mean, I get that people picture a donut with sprinkles on it.
Yeah.
But every image of your donut has to be of sprinkles?
No, that is not the way to go.
All right, so let's kick off some donuts. So as we mentioned at the top of the show, we try to get 3 of the same. And we always get a glaze.
Yes, which
Up
is what I
until
got.
today.
Yes.
Up until today. My donut spot sold out of glazed donuts. Now, it's a small shop, and they also do breakfast sandwiches. They have a sit down. They do fancy coffees. So it is not a donut shop. It is a baking company, and they do some frou-frou baking. But they're putting out donuts, and an hour and 45 minutes after opening their doors, they're sold out of glazed donuts. So either the glazed donuts are unbelievable, or they just didn't make enough, or some jack-o'-lantern went in and ordered way more than that shop has ever been used to. So either way, we're going to kick it off with your glazed donut.
Yes.
And tell me where you went and what you got.
Okay, so I went to Donut Fair. This was 4100 El Camino Avenue in Sacramento. Cute little shop. I pulled up and no one was there. So it did concern me a little bit. Because, I pull in at 7:40. And I feel like that's probably a good time to be getting donuts. And the fact that no one was in there was a little concerning to me. But, as I was getting my donuts, I'd say there was a line of 6 people behind me formed. So I definitely beat the rush to this place, which was good. So this glazed donut that I got, I did get an actual glazed donut. This was 3 3/4 inches across and 2 inches tall. Good size of the donut. And this only set me back $1.10.
Oh,
this is
that
easily
might be the least inexpensive donut you've ever reviewed on the show.
Yeah, easily the most inexpensive donut I've had in Sacramento. So you are already big plus. And this was a really great glazed donut. The texture, I wouldn't say is my favorite. I like when a glazed donut is super airy and super fluffy. This wasn't as airy and fluffy as I like. But it also wasn't dense either, which was really good. And the glaze on this donut was so good. It wasn't overly sweet. A lot of it was able to reach to the bottom of the donut without explicitly glazing the bottom of the donut, so you got a lot of glaze in it. Something that I really enjoy about glaze is when it doesn't flake off while you're eating it. Sometimes when you're eating a glazed donut, little bits of it can flake and spill all over you, or so you're getting bits of the donut that now no longer have glaze just because where you bit it, it flaked off, and it did not have that problem at all. This was a really good donut with an incredible price point, especially for here in Sacramento. So I think I want to give this one a 4.2. I'd say this is an above average donut pushed over even more because of how good the price point is. I think this is one of the better glazed donuts and the best price you're going to get here in Sacramento for sure. At least, so far from what I've been to. But yeah.
So what part of that combination, honestly, from me, is not a higher score? A really good donut, unbelievable price.
4.2? That's a great score. What do you mean?
Okay, all right. I'm hearing the glow, and a 4.2 is really good.
I've had better glazed donuts on the show, definitely before. I'd say it's close to the top half. I wouldn't say I wouldn't put this top 5, definitely. Top 10 maybe. Okay. But so I'm not blown away by the donut, but paired with the price point, I think this is the low 4s.
Okay. So no pun intended, but a good score right out of the box.
Absolutely.
All right. So my visit today, I went to the new Melle Baking Company. They are at 30 West Highway D. Their address is listed as Wentzville, Missouri, and here's why I don't understand places sometimes. Because they are right next to the new Melle water tower. So I'm not sure why their address is Wentzville if they're named New Melle and they are located next to the New Melle Water Tower, which is a city, but somehow they're in Wentzville. So this is the epitome of a mom and pop shop. And here's why. Went in, 2 women behind the counter. It is also a breakfast. It's also a restaurant. So they do breakfast sandwiches and they do fancy coffees. So it is not a donut shop, but it is a bakery that does donuts. So look, let's see how good you are baking donuts, right? Making donuts. The woman who waited on me, so mom and pop, that she had a baby and a papoose on the front of her. So she's getting donuts like this while her baby's sleeping in a pouch against her chest. So it doesn't get more mom and pop than that. A baby on your chest while you're serving donuts. Sold out of glazed donuts today. She said she can't remember ever being sold out of glazed donuts. I was there an hour and 45 minutes after they opened. And it's not there. You know, they don't have racks and racks. They do have about 12 different flavors of donuts. And as I'm picking them out, there was not 6 of any one flavor at that point. So they're making a dozen or 2 dozen of their flavors, and sold out of glaze. So our best alternative is the glazed cruller, so that we can get, what does that glaze taste like?
Yeah,
that's on their donuts. This glaze is friggin' excellent. It's sweet, but not too sweet. It's very smooth. It's not gritty. It's not sugary. It's not grainy. The dough, you know, it's eggy. It's custardy. It's fried really well. It's an excellent dough. Great glaze. $1.25.
Wow.
For a cruller. And I really dig a cruller, so the bar for me is set a little high. So this is a 4.1 cruller right out of the box. Wish I could do a glaze, but we're doing the cruller as a alternative. It is not a greasy donut. It's clean, it's crisp, it's light, it's airy. It's exactly what a cruller is supposed to be. So that's a good score right out of the box here for the New Melle Baking Company in New Melle / Wentzville.
Okay.
So up next, where are we going to eat?
A blueberry cake donut. So I asked for this donut. I saw a blueberry cake in there, and I love a blueberry cake donut. It's probably one of my favorite donuts, just in general. This one was 2.5 inches across, 1.5 inches tall. This was tiny. This was a very small cake donut. I opened the box, and I thought, this looks like a sad blueberry cake donut. Because I couldn't see any blueberries in there. And after eating the whole thing, I could barely taste any blueberries in there.
Aww.
This was like if LaCroix made a blueberry cake donut.
Where you might have to guess what flavor it was.
This is a vanilla cake donut with a wisp of blueberry. Which, don't get me wrong, a vanilla cake donut glazed is pretty good, but that's not what I got. I got a blueberry cake donut, and there was little to no blueberries in this. Here's the thing I'll say. When I worked at Donut Palace, and we would transition from batter to batter, making cake donuts, the vanilla and the blueberry cake batters have the same base. So we didn't have to, rinse the whole thing out and get it ready from going to vanilla to blueberry. So what would happen is the first few you would pump out would be kind of mixes, a little bit of vanilla, a little bit of blueberry in that donut. We wouldn't sell any of those because it's not enough for a vanilla cake donut. It's not enough for a blueberry donut. Those would be snacks for us because they taste really good. A vanilla and blueberry donut tastes great, but it was never enough. We never could make enough to sell as its own thing. So those were just snacks for us. So what I'm assuming is happening, that happened with this, is that same thing where they were switching batters and they got a little bit of vanilla, a little bit of blueberry in there. But instead of keeping it, they decided to sell it to me as a blueberry cake donut, which it just is not. This is not a blueberry cake donut. Maybe other ones in there had more blueberry. I don't know. I can only review what I got. This one was also $1.10, so again, a good price point. But for a blueberry donut, this was not blueberry. Not nearly enough. I want to give this like a 2.3.
Oh.
Like as a donut, it's fine. I'd say it's pretty good as a donut, but I asked for a blueberry donut.
That's not what you ordered.
I asked for a blueberry donut, and there were maybe 4 blueberries in there. It's just not. It's not a blueberry donut, and that's what I asked for.
And they're selling it as if it's a blueberry donut. It's not like they gave you another flavor.
That's the thing. It's not like they gave me the wrong donut. You could see it was supposed to be a blueberry donut.
Yeah,
It was meant to be a blueberry donut, but it's not. So yeah, there's a tough score. Really tough score. Tough look for Donut Fair, unfortunately.
Yeah. Be consistent, man.
Yep.
Make all your donuts awesome. And don't sell me your middling donuts.
Yeah.
You got a transition donut.
Yes.
Okay, so my blueberry cake donut, up until today, up until this moment, all of the blueberry cake donuts that we've tried on this show are soft cake, outside, inside, top, bottom, as a soft cake you can squeeze, sort of. This blueberry cake donut today is crunchy. Not crunchy like an old-fashioned, but this is, you can tell this is a bakery donut. Look at the blueberry chunks in this donut. That is like a blueberry muffin blueberry.
Oh, shit.
So the dough is super blueberry. Then it's got huge chunks of blueberry. Great glaze. I thought I would be put off by the crunchy outside and the soft cake, but it works. It works for this donut. The blueberry dough is excellent. The glaze, same great sweet glaze, which makes me kind of miss their glazed donuts a little bit more, knowing that glaze is so excellent. Huge, real blueberries, like a blueberry muffin. Crispy on the outside, soft on the inside, 3.5 inches around, 1 1/4 inches tall. So a pretty nice size cake donut. And this is a 4.1 for me again.
Damn.
This is a really well executed blueberry cake donut. That's and for $1.25 again.
Wow.
I'm super happy with this. I mean, the blueberries are just falling out of this thing.
Okay, man, you don't have to rub it in.
I'm just not where I was going with it, but
I'm begging for blueberries over here, and you're like, oh, these blueberries are falling out, and I don't even know what to do with them.
I have too many. Just in case I didn't mention it, my glazed cruller, back to the cruller, it's a 3.5 inch round, 1 1/4 inch tall, but it was uneven. I don't know if the pictures will show it, but it was sort of like this.
Oh. So probably something while proofing happened.
Yes. So not the big gorgeous cruller, but man, this blueberry cake donut, as you'll be able to see in the pictures, especially the one where it's cut open and you see just loaded. It's blueberry muffin donut cake. It's just great. It's just great. So 2 excellent starts for the New Melle Baking Company. Our final donut today for you, us.
Just a chocolate ice donut. Plain yeast donut.
Yeast.
Yeah.
Chocolate ice yeast. Okay.
Plain yeast donut with some chocolate icing on it. Mine was 3 3/4 inches across, an inch and a half tall, a little bit shorter than the glazed donut. Again, this one was only $1.10. And I'd say this was like a super solid chocolate iced donut. The dough itself was just same texture of the glaze, which not my favorite, but definitely towing the line of more that I like than less what I do. And the chocolate icing, I'd say, was pretty good. I definitely didn't get an overly sweet icing, which is really good. You can definitely taste that it's chocolate and not just sugar. However, I wish the chocolate icing the chocolate flavor was a little more pronounced. Again, you could taste chocolate, and you definitely weren't tasting just sugar. But I wish it was like a stronger chocolate flavor. I think if you go in here looking for just a chocolate ice donut, this will definitely satiate that. I do like how light the icing was, which is good because, again, the thing that I like about donuts is like, if it's light enough that I can have several of them, I think that's the best. And this definitely wasn't like a super thick, heavy icing, which was really good. I just think the chocolate flavor wasn't where I want it to be. I want more of it. You've proved that you have chocolate flavor, not just sugary sweet flavor. So give me a little bit more. So I think I'm going to give this one like a 3.7. I'd say this is a solid chocolate ice donut. Nothing didn't hit a home run, but you didn't strike out either. I'd say this is like a good like 2-hop single.
My chocolate iced yeast donut should have been pinch hit for.
God, we're so good with sports references.
This is should have been a healthy scratch. No. Oh no. The idea of this one doesn't succeed in any area. The dough is flavorless and chewy.
Ooh.
It's not a yeast dough that disappears, that melts. It's not that kind. The icing, I don't know if you're going to be able to tell. Look at how crackly that icing is.
Oh, I hate that. I hate a crackly icing.
It's too thin. It's razor thin on this. See that? Is there icing on there? Can you tell? Only when I turn it. Yeah. And it's the thin crackly. Then it's not chocolate fudge. It's chocolate sugar. I think that's why it's crackling, because there's so much sugar in it. As soon as it dries, it becomes
I can't hold its
particles.
Shape anymore.
So this is not executed well in any area. The icing is not good and chocolatey. It's too sweet. It's too sugary. It's the crackly icing. It goes everywhere. The dough is not... When you bite the bottom of a donut with no icing on it, it's almost not good.
Ooh.
Yeah. This is not approaching our Greek donut that was god awful.
God, I hope we never get that low ever again.
Yeah.
That was humbling. I didn't know donuts could be that bad.
It's $1.25, and if you brought these in, people would ask if they were day-old donuts.
Oof. Ooh, that's a tough look.
This is a 2.0. This is not a donut to get at the new Melle Baking Company. And the first two were so strong.
Yeah.
So now it kind of
It's honestly, it's a little concerning now, because you had that really excellent glaze on the cruller, but the yeast dough, It's not good at all.
I know.
How
so
how
now
would
I'm
that glaze
wondering
be?
how. Yeah, that's the great mystery at the
Yep.
New Valley Baking Company. I don't
You're
know
gonna-
if the Scooby Doo gang can figure this out.
Fans are gonna have to go in and see for
Yeah,
themselves.
because the dough is unremarkable. That's so shocking for me when the first two doughs were excellent. So that's just not a great way to end
No.
my round trip. But we're not here to bash. We're here to just give our honest reviews, and that's not a donut you should get. It's a gas station donut. Yeah.
Ooh.
I know.
It's a tough
I feel
look.
bad. I feel bad. But
it sounds
uh,
like they've got a lot of other stuff going on too. So
yeah, new baby might
yeah.
interfere with the day to day. Okay, so there are our reviews for our donuts today, and we're gonna move back into closing a show with a trivia time.
All right.
Now, these two trivia questions should be right in your sweet spot.
Oh God.
No pun intended.
Don't set me up like that. Because
This
now
is
when I fail, it's gonna be even worse.
No, this is all right. What movie character and in what movie did the character eat donuts and drink coffee inside Randy's giant donut above the parking lot?
Oh, that was one of the Iron Man movies. Iron Man 2?
It was Iron Man 2. All right.
Shout
Now, the
out Iron
second
Man
part,
2. No one ever talks about that one. It was pretty bad.
It had donuts.
But he was in the donut.
Here's the second part of the trivia question. Who later sat in the booth at Randy's Donuts with Iron Man?
Oh, it was Nick Fury and Black Widow were in there.
That's exactly right.
Yeah,
See?
man. I was
your
there. I
sweet
remember.
spot. Yes.
I love Marvel movies.
And so Marvel movies and donuts, man. I was thinking you'd make the connection. So
I wonder why. That's so. Doesn't he live in? Oh wait, no, he lived in. I was like, didn't he live in New York? What the fuck was he doing in L.A.? But
Oh no.
no, he
'cause-
was in Malibu.
Yes.
Okay,
And-
so that makes a little more sense now.
And he had the all night party
Yeah,
and flew off to
Get
work
some
off the
donuts and
hangover.
coffee. Fuck yeah,
Hey man, is he the first to ever do it?
absolutely not. No way.
Maybe up in the hole. I'm sure there have been drunk people at the end of the night go, oh, let's get up in that hole. Let's get up there, man.
Probably a lot easier to do in a flying suit of armor than if you're just like a guy.
Yeah, there's probably a sign for all the workers at Randy's. If you see a truck pull up with ladders, call the police.
Call the police.
You
Do
know
not.
they're drunk and they're going to try to
They're gonna
climb
get
into the
in that
hole
fucking
like
donut.
All right, that's show number 23. We would like to hear from our fans. Please tell us, where do we need to go? What donuts do we need to eat? How can they do that?
Well, they can do that by following us on Instagram. And you can comment on our posts. You can message the account directly. We will see all that. If you're watching on YouTube, you can comment on a video, subscribe. We get all those notifications. We will see it. YouTube sends it to me consistently. They make sure that I see everything that anything that engages with what we post. And if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, you can subscribe to the show, follow the show, and rate and review the show. See everything there. Any review of the show, you can jump in, tell us what you think, or what donuts, what shops, anything. We'll see it. So just engaging anywhere is a good way to go.
And when we watch shows, we just finished Bad Sisters, and we've just started Presumed Innocent. And the last 30 seconds of every show is like, damn, that's so good. I think I want to watch another show. So here's our last 30 seconds of our show to make you want to watch another show. We have an opportunity to go behind the scenes at a very famous St. Louis donut place and show you how donuts are made. What is the magic? What is the science? So that will be a show coming up in our future. So stay tuned and check us out for our next couple shows and see when that hits.
Yes, you will not want to miss it. I can assure you.
Okay, so that's the end of show number 23, the Midwest Donut Review Show. I'm Dave Leggett in St. Louis. That's Eric Leggett in Sacramento, California. Thanks for joining us and hope to hear from you. See you soon. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.